Hey guys, it's March, and you're listening to Hola Bichola, Hola Bichola, Casa de Dragon. Welcome back, everyone, to episode 8 of Casa de Dragon. I'm March, and I recap House of the Dragons on HBO Max. Now let's get into it. So, here we are at Driftwood, or Driftmark, and it's what? 6 years. It's been 6 years. The time jumps. I don't know how they do it. But I'll tell you what, they're doing it really well. I'm really enjoying it. I'm glad that we're moving up. Like, it's been 6 years. That tells me that the last 6 years are of the least importance. So thank you. Thank you for not having to go through every detail, which also in the book, it's just 6 years past. It's not that long of a time. So they're actually kind of staying true to the book. And they're doing a good job. So moving on. So we learn that Corlys has been at war at the Stepstones for the last 6 years. Yes, you heard that right. He's abandoned his wife and his family for the last 6 years. But to be fair, he's under the impression that 2 of his children are gone. That's gotta take a toll on the marriage. He's gotta go fight some more and get that pain out and grieve. And he definitely went to the Stepstones to grieve the pain and the loss of his children. You know, one real, one fake, but still pretty painful. So I don't blame him. But now it turns out that, he's about dead. Slit to the throat, drowned, and a fever. That man ain't coming back alive. He's probably not even going to survive the passage. But the thing with that is, once, the ruler of an area is on his deathbed, everybody else, all the little sprouts, everyone who's been budding to be on the throne start coming out. And here we have Baemond, who's basically like, yeah, so, those kids, for Rhaenyra's kids, yeah, we know those are bastards, right? So, like, I should be the one to own and inherit this throne. And Rhaenys is basically like, are you out of your damn mind? Like, your brother isn't even fully dead and you're already thinking about who's next in line. And we already know I'm next in line. I could tell that Vaemond is not liked by Rhaenys nor by his niece. So there's that. Niece's daughter, his grandniece, let's say that. And then we have Daemon, which, I struggle with this so much, and I'm sure you might too, is Paemon is out getting these eggs from the dragons, and he is just, I don't know, there's a fire that burns within to see this man get these dragon eggs, these 3 dragon eggs, for his children, I think, right? Or 3 dragon eggs. And just to see him, right, do this, and then him go and meets up with Rey. And we see that she's pregnant. So yeah, he got them for his kids. But she's pregnant. Wow. I mean, Myrtle, right? Yeah. I'm just very uncomfortable with the fact that it's uncle and niece, but I am just very excited about Daemon's resurgence to, wanting to fight with his woman and for his woman, as we will see later in the episode. I see him being so committed and lovingly, which wasn't something I was expecting from him, but I guess, once you find the person you love, albeit your niece, it comes through, and it's working. Anyway, We're back at King's Landing because we learn that there is basically a bid for Driftmark. We have Rhaenys, we have Vaemond, and now we have the technically true heirs to Driftmark, Lucerys. And so they have to go to King's Landing, as you saw, to reclaim the throne. And so we learn that King's Landing has changed much in these last years. It is but a shadow of itself now that the Queen High Septum has taken over and put in all of those 7-starred seals all over town. And basically, we have Alicent in the small council room talking to everybody, and they're basically saying like, okay, well, we have to greet everyone because they're all here for this mess that we've created and that we intend to make the most of. And we see Rey seeing her dad, and he's on 25% battery basically at this point. And she's showing him her kids who are named after him and Aegon. And they're trying to talk business, but the king was like, I can't have any of this. This is too much for me. So, yeah. I can't imagine the king at this time, I can't imagine the king's going to be available to do anything but just like lay in the aches of his body and ailments. So, one of the things I found interesting in this scene was that one of Daemon and Rhaenyra's kids is named Viserys. And I once learned in a class that in other cultures, if you name a baby after a living person, you're basically telling them to die already. So I thought that was pretty funny that Rhaenyra came and she was like, hey, I named him Viserys. Die already. So now we're looking for the Prince Terror Aegon, and he's been just terrorizing and raiding and pillaging King's Landing. And yeah, they're all just kind of like, we learned that Prince Aegon has, raped the Diana, one of the handmaidens, and she's been given money and some tea. Is it death tea or is it moon tea? I think it's death tea. Many people think it's moon tea, but I'm going to go with death tea because, we can't have anyone living to tell the tale. And I don't think Alicent's as sweet as she thinks she is, or as sweet as she likes to tell everyone or show everyone. And then we move on and we see Rhaenyra with her daddy again. And she's basically saying like, please tell me, am I making the right choice? You made me, the heir. And remember the dream about the song and fire. The song and fire. Oh my God. The dream about ice and fire. And Viserys is at 15%. So no, honey, he doesn't know what you're talking about. He doesn't even know who you are. And now the bidding wars begin. And we have Vaemond who's putting on his case. And he's basically saying, I'm the true heir. It's been around since the old days. And then we have Rhaenyra. And it's her turn. And she's talking. And then before you know it, the door's open. And here comes the king with all his drip. He's got that gold face. He's got that gold cane. He's got that gold cloak. He's got them gold rings. He's out here drip from head to toe. Okay. And the man, 10% is just walking through this long throne. And he finally sits down and he's like, what the fuck is this business? This has already been established. Why are we having a conversation about it? I trusted you. I trusted this to be taken care of or, to continue. And basically they all kind of agree. And then it's Rhaenys' turn. And Rhaenys comes in and she goes, I'm here to only solidify what my husband's wishes were, which was for Lucerys to gain the throne. And Rhaenyra has suggested that both of our children, that are my grandchildren and her children, betrothed one another so that it may stay within the Targaryen Valyrian connection tied. And I thought, what a great idea, Rhaenys, you did a great job. Thank you. And everyone is just like, oh, fantastic, wonderful. Everyone's like filled with joy. But not Vaemond. Vaemond says, you can do whatever the fuck you want in your house, but in my house, we don't play it like this. I will not allow Driftmark to be ruled by bastards. Oh. Vaemond knew it was his time. Because before we know it, here comes old King Paemon to just slice him just enough so he can keep his tongue. And I thought, oh, bravo, bravo. Fantastic. I love it. And so we're at the Last Supper. And we see Viserys. And when I tell you we see Viserys, we see this old man, this old father, this old husband, this old grandsire. We see you. But we also see that the side of you that it's being depleted is the one that's on the green side, which naturally they are sucking the life out of you. No duh. The Maesters in King's Landing are magical, because how is this man who literally has rotting flesh, his teeth are bare, his eye is gone, when I tell you gone, and he has managed to remain with a pulse. There is magic in King's Landing, just enough to keep him alive, just enough, just to be right at the edge. Never right over, just right at the edge. And so, you know, everyone's kind of having their laughs and their chuckles, and everyone's being kind to one another finally, until the boys, the Targaryen boys, well, the Valyrian boys, gift Aemond, Chin Man. They gift him an old pig, and well, he has not forgotten that. He will never forgive you, and he will never forget. And so now the boys have to go because they're going to kill each other. So, yeah, funny joke, guys. The joke got y'all kicked out of King's Landing. Good job. And so now we're suddenly visiting this tower. And you know who it is? It's finally that woman named Mysaria, or the White Worm. Now, let me tell you something. Before the season started, they made such a big deal about Mysaria and how she was like Daemon's partner and how she made Daemon feel strong, and they were both in this together. They made such a big deal about her character, and we've only seen her, like twice, maybe thrice. And for her to just like live in a do the brothel thing, like what is her point here? How has she made some like big, stride or a big chess move or piece? Like, I don't get her role in any of this. Like, didn't miss her, didn't think about her. I was just wondering, like, why did her character need an entire like interview and, outtake and conversation when like you weren't even in the season? Like, I don't know what role you played other than just like being King Paemon's like potential second wife. I don't know. Is that mean? Is that mean of me to say? I just don't feel like she mattered. I hate to say that because I do support women. And then we find ourselves in the final scene, and it's basically Alicent putting King Viserys to bed because, the dinner was too much and he was literally at 5% at that dinner. And she's talking to him. And here goes Viserys. Right when you think that he got it, he finally did it. He gathered the realm. He gathered the families. There's about to be peace on King's Landing. Peace in the realm. No, he can't do that. He has to go and tell Allison, who he thinks is Rhaenyra, that the Prince Aegon is the king who was promised to bring the realm together. And of course, this woman, I get it. She doesn't know that this is about, a dream. So I give that to her. But still, I don't know. Anyway, he basically tells her, and she says, I heard you, my king, you want our son, Aegon, to be king. And all of this all because of misunderstanding. Too much poppy, too much hair on, and too much religion and lack of further thinking here has gotten this woman to think that it is Aegon, her son, Aegon, the one who terrorizes King's Landing, the one who nuts on everyone, the one who spreads the jewels everywhere, that Aegon, the one who likes to see children get beaten to death so he can get one off, that one. They deserve everything that's coming to them. Absolutely. Anyway, those are my thoughts for today. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. And if you have any questions or if you want to chat, hit me up on hbxpod@gmail.com. Or if you want to interact with me on socials, please hit me up on hbxpod on Instagram and on TikTok. Until next time.